Hello and welcome to Ruth Reacts to Books. I'm your host, Ruxie, Ruth McGouth, and this is Season 2, Episode 49. And today I'm reacting to Age of Swords, the second book in a series by Michael J. Sullivan. I guess it's called The Legends of the First Empire. So the first book in the series is Age of Myth. And I have a book review on this that I'll link in the comments or in the description. This one I gave 4.75 stars to, and you can watch that review, that talk. But this is the second book in the series, Age of Swords, and I like this one even more. So I gave that one 4.75 stars, but I gave this one 5 stars. So far I'm loving this series. I started this because someone in my book club, we reread this one for the book club, and so then I'm reading this one on my own. So good. Can't wait to tell you more about it. Obviously, I don't give spoilers, but I will read the inside of the book cover, and then I'll tell you a little bit what I liked, what I didn't like. I'll tell you the recipe I have for you, and then I'll tell you why I'm wearing these nails. Let's get to it. Age of Swords. In Age of Myth, fantasy master Michael J. Sullivan launched readers on an epic journey of magic and adventure, heroism and betrayal, love and loss. Now the thrilling saga continues as the human uprising is threatened by powerful enemies from without and bitter rivalries from within. Wraith, the god killer, may have started the rebellion by killing a Frey, but long-standing enmities dividing the runes make it all but impossible to unite against the common foe. And even if the clans can join forces, how will they defeat an enemy whose magical prowess renders them indistinguishable from gods? Their answer lies across the sea in a faraway land, populated by a reclusive and dour race who feel nothing but disdain for both Frey and mankind. With time running out, Persephone leads the gifted young seer, Suri, the Frey sorceress Arian, and a small band of misfits in a desperate search for aid, a quest that will take them into the darkest depths of Elon. There, an ancient adversary awaits, as fearsome as it is deadly. All right, so obviously really like the book, gave it 5 stars. What I like about it, well, just similar to the first one, the cast of characters is fantastic, and I love that the heroes in this book are heroines. So we've got a female cast that is really compelling and very much propelling this book forward and pushing the action to fruition, making things happen. Very much just it's very cool. I mean, it's cool to have a male author who is writing about female characters and really putting them in the forefront and making them, and he has the male characters in the book reacting and responding to this, and I just think it's really cool. I think everyone should read it if you like this genre. I mean, obviously if you're not a fan of kind of the fantasy type genre, you may not like it, but I think it's fun. The other thing I really love about it is, so it takes place back in like an olden time before they had lots of inventions. And so I talked about this in the last one too. I love seeing them invent things. It's very clever the way that the author imagines them coming up with these ideas. And he has a different character who's also a female character kind of inventing these things. And she's very clever and smart, and she's coming up with these ideas. And he has another character here who's learning how, like, figuring out writing and storytelling in a different way instead of just verbally, how to write things down. And it's very lovely. I enjoyed more so I gave the first one 4.75 stars, and the reason it didn't get a full 5 was because they talk in this book about the Frey. The Frey are kind of the fairy type creatures that are more fearsome, and the storylines in that book from the Frey I felt were a little boring to me, but in this one they really came alive and it became much more interesting. And so I really enjoyed the Frey storyline a lot more, and those characters became more interesting than they had in the first book. So that was great. Yeah, so it's clever, it's fun, it's compelling. You know, I read my books in a list of 25 at a time, so I won't be reading the next one for a while. So I'm sad about that, but I've got so many books to read in so little time, you know what I mean? Even though I read one book a week, it takes a long time to get to my next book. So what I didn't like, honestly, I gave it 5 stars. There's not a lot that I didn't like. And the only thing I could think of is the Frey storyline took a little bit to come alive for me. So maybe halfway through the book that came alive for me. And so that was the only thing I could think of that I didn't like. So for the food, the recipe I have for you, honestly, they didn't do a lot of eating in this book. They're very busy. They're very busy trying to save the world and save their lives. But they did talk about the fruit of the first tree. So I'm giving you a fruit salad recipe, which growing up, that was a delightful thing that we enjoyed eating. So I got a fruit salad recipe for you today. And then for my nails, I've got this lovely kind of metallic gray. And in this book, they discover iron. So I thought this kind of looked like sort of iron. At least it was a metal, and stone. It was reminding me of stone as well. They're doing a lot. They're doing mining a little bit. They're trying to figure out, like, you know, what weapons. It's called Age of Swords. They're trying to figure out how to make swords. So I've got sword colored nails for you this week. This one came in my most recent subscription box. It's called Icefall or something, but it's a wintry one, but it worked really well with this book. So I'll see all of you next week. Getting ready to end season 2, and season 3 is coming, and it's going to be super different. So I can't wait to see how that goes. And I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you next week for episode 50. Bye, everybody.